I see a bad motherfucker standing next to me.
Hey guys, what's happening? Day number 1998 on lockdown, so it feels like I hope everyone's well. Wanted to touch down on a post I did last night asking people the question, why would certain food that you consider would make you fat or unhealthy in everyday normal life magically have powers to help you burn body fat or build muscle if you eat that stuff after the gym? And it definitely got people thinking and asking questions, so I thought I'd do a little more in-depth video on it today. I think it's one of the most common things. First of all, like I make it very clear that to people that when they ask me to look at the plans they get, if it's come from proper coach and stuff like that, I don't get involved. Number one, they're paying that person for their service, and it's unprofessional for me as someone who coaches people to comment on it, whether it's good or bad. So I'll generally make a point is I don't want to see it. If it's a friend or just someone to say, "Oh, what do you think of this plan?" Unless it's a completely shit show of a plan, where I'll say it's a fucking mess. I won't comment on it. Again, mainly as well, I don't know that coach's plan, so they could be doing something with an idea where they might be at plan A and there's a way to get them to plan C of point C and point D, and I'm not. That's the way of getting them to that place. I don't know the plan to get there, so how can I comment when I'm only seeing this bit of someone's 12-16 week plan? So I have no idea. And also, you're not helping the person doing it, because you're saying this is wrong and the coach saying this is right. They'll take a bit of you, bit of him, bit of Bob down the pub, and it's a shit show. And that coach then can't correct it, because if you're doing a plan for someone and your coach believes you're following exactly what they're telling you to do, and you're not, and then you're not getting the results he's expecting, he's alternating plans thinking you're following his thing when you're not. So he can't, it's not fair on him as well to get you to where you want to be. So for that reason, I don't comment on stuff. I do get plans sent to me and I do look at them, and like I said last night's thing, the main thing everyone seems to be sort of just getting wrong is their post-workout meal nutrition, which should really be probably the most simplest thing to do. I've done numerous posts. I've seen loads of guys do plenty of posts on it, the correct things to do before. I feel a lot of times people will see something from someone who's insane, like Kai Green or Phil Heath, or some of the best guys over here, and they'll take that and they should do that. There's a lot of things you've got to take into account for it. Number one, these guys are carrying a lot more muscle mass than you. They're not, natural, and most of them genetic freaks, so they're genetically able to get away with it. So that, in that case, them sort of things, using stuff like Cocoa Pops and muffins, all that stuff, may work for them, may not. My point is, question why that's in your plan. There's so many people out there that will just copy and paste shit, or they've seen this person does it, so they're going to put it in for their plan. I've had 4 females last 6 months. 6 months. So probably the last year, as time's all a bit jumbled up right now. But I'd say in the last year, I've had 4 females come, and 2 in particular were dying, and they couldn't understand. They would want to come over and they were changing coach. And as a coach, the first thing I want to know is what they're eating currently to make changes to their new plan. So I'll say, well, what are you eating at the moment? And they've given me the plans they received from their coaches. And 2 in particular, it looked like an off-season plan for a male bodybuilder who was on a shit ton of gear and insulin. I'll be honest, it was something that I used to do, so it's similar to sort of meal plan, especially the post-workout stuff. So it took no genius to me to work out why they weren't getting lean and dieting down. So it was very simple to change their sort of plans around. The fact that I was able to put more food, but the overall macro count was less. So again, I asked them why they were doing this, and it was because, well, that was the plan I was given. And so the whole point of the post is to encourage people to question why they're getting that. Another one I get is, I think 3 times in the last couple of weeks I've seen plans where guys they put 10 eggs and 2 scoops of protein in the same meal. That's about 100 grams of protein. Why the fuck do you need 100 grams of protein in one meal? You simply don't. When the body can digest 25 to 35 grams in one sitting, the majority of people, unless you're a freak out there, who can consume more protein. So I look at that and I go, well, why am I having so much protein in one meal with no fats and no carbs? Again, people will just willingly take it blindly and not question the thought to do so. For me personally, it doesn't make sense that if on everyday walk of life that you consider Cocoa Pops, Frosties, if you just generally try and lose weight, you wouldn't walk down the shop and have muffins, you wouldn't go and have cookies and Rice Krispie squares and stuff like that. You'd avoid them. So then why would you, when you're on a diet plan to get lean or to build muscle, go and eat muffins and Cocoa Pops and all this stuff just because you've come out of the gym? Surely it's counterproductive. And I'm not calling people stupid or trying to insult people out there, merely trying to get people to just ask the question why is that stuff in their plan, and to not just blindly go along with things that could just be copy and paste, could just be because they've heard someone else to do it, they're going to put it in with them. Don't just take something. It kind of shocks me, everyone's so quick to jump on, they're happy to question 5G and stuff like that, but they're not happy, they don't want to question why there's fucking Cocoa Pops and bagels and fucking Krispy Kremes in their post-workout meal. Which just, for me, it just doesn't make sense. You're paying someone for that, for that service. Should you want to know, like I said, if someone's prepping me, I want to know why meal 1's that, why meal 2 I've got that, why meal 3 have I got that. I want to know everything about it because I want to follow my plan and my prep, and I want to make sure I want to get the results, but I want to know why that's there. So don't just take plans and blindly go along with it, and then question later on why you're not getting the results that you expect. And the reason I can talk about this kind of stuff is because I've fucking done all that. I've made mistakes. I've done the wrong stuff. I remember when, probably 2 years ago, I was mad on post-workout Cocoa Pops. I used to put it in my clients' plans. Haribo and Cocoa Pops and insulin. Boom. And I thought, I've seen, massive. I'm getting huge. I'm going to kill it in these shows. This is the biggest I've ever been. And I was pumped up and, my muscles were holding all that glycogen. I was looking around big and full. And then when I started dieting and I was getting ready for my shows, I realised there was not a lot of muscle that I put on. It was fat I was holding, and the size of the muscle I thought I'd put on, it wasn't that at all. So I've been there and I've used, these things and tried these things. For me, so I speak for experience that for me they didn't work. I'm not saying for everyone it's going to be the same. Like I said, if you're a genetic freak, you're carrying a serious amount of muscle. For you, it's easy to burn body fat very quickly. Then maybe these things can't work for you. For me, I'm a guy who very average genetics. I'm not genetically gifted, like the majority of people out there. So I can speak for myself and say it didn't work. And what I do for other people is to encourage. Like I said, I'm not really going to put stuff into people's plans that I found haven't benefited me at all. The amount of muscle I put on by doing that was not great. Like I said, the majority was body fat. When I then had the injury, I had a lot of spare time in my hands. I really looked at where I was probably going wrong on diets for competitions and stuff like that, and what change I need to do to build my muscle and to look better on stage. And I felt like the post-workout was one of the things I was definitely going wrong. So when we got back to the gym, like I said, I brought in sort of the shakes and stuff like that. I had intra workouts and stuff. I'd use like Vitago. So I was, again, keeping my sugars down as much as possible, even my off season. And I'd have the post workout with the egg whites and the oats or the cream of rice, and I'd blend that up and drink, and I'd have that straight after. And then like I said, for me, I love the cream of rice because it goes down so easy, and it's fast absorbing, so your body can digest it very quickly, so it can get straight to the muscles and replenish those glycogen levels. That's the concept behind the whole idea, is having that shake straight after training, so you're not waiting another hour or so by the time you get home and then having your meal. Some people argue that it's not necessary to have it straight away. Some people say you can have it an hour later, 2 hours later. For me personally, I normally will have food about an hour and a half before I train. Again, I want to digest. There's no point in eating then 10-15 minutes later going to train, because it's still sitting there in your stomach. Your body hasn't digested it yet, so that's pointless. You want to make sure you wait an hour and a half before you train to have your pre-workout meal, or post-workout pre-workout meal, sorry. And then I'm normally training then for another hour and a half, so that's 3 hours without food. And so for me, that's just time for me to get another meal, and I don't go more than 3 hours if I can help it without eating. So that's why, again, I like having that. And the whole concept, like I said, you depleted your glycogen stores from your weight training, and you want to replenish them as quick as possible. So that's why generally the concept was to Cocoa Pops and all this fast sugar stuff, simple sugars, simple carbs, that will get there straight away. But simple carbs, simple sugars will just make you fat, simple as that. And that's why, like I said, the cream of rice for me is perfect. It's very easily digestible, so it will allow you to replenish them glycogen stores really quick, and it doesn't bloat you. So I can drink 10 of them in a go and I can still eat, so that's the good thing about it. So if you're off season, it's going to help you get your calories in as well, but not leave you bloated and feeling sluggish and stuff like that. So, and most importantly, no sugar in it. So again, it's not gonna put any unwanted body fat on, that unavoidable body fat, so that's the whole reason behind it. So that's generally the idea behind why I switched over to the shakes. And believe me, I found way better results. I grew way better. It was one of the changes that I brought in, and I really benefit from the results. And this time I noticed when we died down, we were keeping a hell of a lot more size, as you can see between pictures from prep 2 years ago to this year. And we really benefit from it. So it's something that I put in all my clients' plans and stuff, to have not only post-workout but pre-workout. If they struggle with food, it's a great thing to have for food as well. Sorry. So yeah, that'll be my recommendations. Cream of rice, Carla Sports Nutrition I get it from, or like I said, real food is a great alternative. It's a little bit more expensive though, or you can use just good old-fashioned oats. But for me, I find oats will leave me a bit more bloated and not quite as easy digestible, and not quite as fast absorbing. So that's the reason I recommend cream of rice. Or you can use Vitago if you want to use a powder. Again, that works similar, and then you can get your meal in when you get home from the gym. But yeah, blend that up, take that with you to the gym and drink that straight after. And for me, that'll give people far more results than Cocoa Pops. And like I said, if you're not seeing results, then there's a reason, and the wrong thing is to continue doing it. If you're on a plan and you're putting weight on when you're trying to get lean, someone's telling you there's something not right with that plan, whether it be your training or your nutrition side of it. Or guys' favourite thing to do is, just blame the steroids, it's fake gear. I hate to break it to you guys, it's not the fake gear. You're either eating eating shit or train like a pussy, one or the other. Everyone wants to blame the gear, and it's never that. But for me, if I'm not going in a certain direction, then I have to sit down and I have to look at my food, I have to look at my training, and I have to break down what needs to be done, because if you're not seeing results, then it's what's the point of it all? It's completely pointless. And there is some people out there year in, year out that never improve, that they look the same. And for me, I just scratch my head, why are you doing this then? There's no reason, there's just no point. You're wasting your time. So for me, like I said, I'll generally always assess things at around 6 weeks, and I think you need to keep looking and making sure you're progressing, whether you're trying to blow off season, trying to get lean, trying to build muscle, no matter what. 6 weeks is always a good marker, because it's not going to happen overnight. Change your thing in 1 week and boom, now it's working. You need to give your body time to get results from the plan. So after about 6 weeks, if it's not, then you probably need to make some adjustments and stuff. But yeah, guys, that's a bit more in depth about what last night's post is. It's just, again, I'm not calling anyone stupid or anything out there who done that. I want to make people aware to ask questions about why you're eating this, or why you're following this plan, or why is that there. It's simply trying to help. If you're doing it and you feel you're getting results, then awesome, keep going. But yeah, hopefully it helps. And other than that, guys, I hope everyone's safe out there. I hope everyone's well. At least we got a bit of sun out and we're enjoying it. But take care, guys. Okay, and peace out.